Good morning, Mommas. Happy Thursday. I know y'all are like, ma'am, you're supposed to be releasing these podcasts on Tuesdays. What happened? Okay, let me tell you what happened. Y'all, your girl got sick. I had a stomach bug. My glasses is fogging up. I'm still struggling, okay? I had a stomach bug because the littlest one who lives here is a germy. Uh, she's just germy, okay, period. She's germy. So I had a stomach bug Monday night, Tuesday, and then we finally started to recover yesterday and Wednesday. So I just want to say I'm so sorry. I'm late um, getting this podcast up. I promise you to be punctual from now on unless I take a vacay. But yeah, um, that's what happened. So I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye, mamas. Hey, mamas, welcome to the Motherhood Unfiltered Podcast, where we have honest conversations about motherhood, mental health, and self-care. I'm your host, Kim Rich, and I am so glad to have you here for another episode. Today's episode is going to be mindfulness and how to stay present with your children. This is a very important thing that I'm actually still, trying to work on myself, and you'll understand why when we get further into some of the tips that I think will help all of us become more present and more engaging and more mindful when we are spending time with our kids. All right, so with that being said, first I want to just give a little definition of what I think mindfulness is, and I wrote it down because y'all, I told you I got to have my notes, otherwise it won't be no podcast because I won't remember what I'm supposed to talk about. Okay, so mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment without judging. It's being aware of what's happening around us and within us and accepting it without trying to change it. And so when we're practicing mindfulness, we are more focused, calm, and able to make better decisions. Now, as a mother, this is very important because we need to be able to engage with our children, be able to be mindful with our kids, and to just enjoy them, because the reality is that they won't live with us forever. They won't be babies forever. They won't be cute little chubby toddlers forever. They're going to grow up. They're going to go to college or, military, start businesses, whatever the case may be, get married, adult. Okay, they're going to become adults, and so they won't be with you always, and so you want to be mindful of the time that you have with them, where they are in your home and they are present with you on a daily basis, because it goes by very quickly. And that sounds so cliche, but it's true. I feel like when I look at my son now, who's 8, I still see the little chubby baby, but I know that he's not the chubby baby anymore. He's 8. And the same with my daughter. I feel like my daughter went from 0 to 5 very fast. And so being mindful and being present when you have that time with your children it's important, because it helps to create memories. It helps to keep creating memories for you as the parent, but it also creates memories for them. And you never know what you could do or say in a moment when you are present and engaged with your children that can have an impact on them, a positive impact on them for the rest of their lives. And so mindfulness is going to be key when it comes to being a mom, and being present for our children on a daily basis. All right, so let's get into these tips and tricks that I got for y'all ladies when it comes to being mindful. The first step to mindfulness is first setting aside time for yourself. That could be 5 minutes, it could be an hour, whatever works for you. I would say do it first thing in the morning before your day gets going, before the kids get up, before your spouse gets up. Take 5 minutes to an hour. And mamas, I ain't gonna lie, this is when I struggle with, because mindfulness to me in my mind is when my mind is asleep. Okay, so that's me getting to sleep longer. But the reality of the situation is that that's not the only thing that mindfulness includes, right? Take 5 minutes to however long you need for yourself in the morning, and take that time to meditate, pray, do some yoga, journaling. Really just take the time to stop those racing thoughts, clear your mind, get focused, and get prepared for the day. So the first tip for yourself is always going to be to set aside time for yourself to do some things by yourself to help kind of clear, refresh, and focus your mind for the day. The next step that I say is important when it comes to mindfulness and being present with your children is when you are present with them, be present with them. What that means, put your phone down, mamas. Save Instagram for later. Turn the TV off and give them your full attention. Find some type of activity that you all can do together. Just last week, I would say me and my husband and the kids had a mindful moment. My husband bought them a map, and it's kind of like a sticky map. So it was a map with the outline of all the states, and then all of the states were these little teeny stickers that you could, you know, reposition and put on the map. So we took about, I don't know, that might have took them 20 to 30 minutes, but we just sat with them, peeled off each state, figured out where it belonged on the map, and we put them all on the map together. Then there were like little stickers of sharks and things like that. And my kids really enjoyed it. They were taking turns. Okay, it's your turn. It's my turn. Where do you think this state is? What state is this? Is it hot there? Is it cold there? I've never been there. I wonder what it's like there. What do they do there? What kind of food do they have there? All of these little random questions came up out of just taking the time and creating a map together. So being present with your children is very important. Another thing is taking time to read to your children. Be present by, if say you don't have a specific activity, but I'm sure if your house is anything like mine, there are books everywhere. There are books in my house everywhere. I feel like everywhere I turn, there's a stack of books. But my children both can read, so I'm not complaining about the books. And the older they get, the more books come because now you got to find books that are more challenging. So just if you want to take 10, 15 minutes and just sit with your child and read a book. Some of my best memories are just sitting with family and friends. My sister used to read to me a lot and helped encourage me to read very early. I was an early reader. I started reading at 3. Yes, I'm tooting my horn. I'm beeping it too. Yes. So I started reading very early at 3. And that was because my sister spent a lot of time with me reading. She would make character voices. Oh man, it was awesome to be able to sit with my sister is grown. Like my sister's in her 50s. I'm 38. So this young lady was taking the time to read to her baby sister. But man, we had so much fun reading, going to the library, doing those types of things together. So taking time to be present with your children is important. For example, today, it actually just started raining here. So if my lighting changed a little bit, you know why. But it just started raining here. But before that, my husband was in the backyard throwing passes, football passes with my son, and my daughter was out on the swing, and I'm video cameraing them from inside the house because those are precious moments. Take that time, do something where you don't have to, watch TV or you don't have to be on devices, but you can sit and have conversations together. Another way that you can be present with your children is get conversation cards. So my husband and I have gotten little stacks of conversation cards and positive affirmations that we use. A lot of times we use them at dinner time, and we will just pull one out of the stack of cards and read it. And everyone will have the opportunity to go around the table and discuss their response to the card, talk about their day. And yeah, just take that time to develop a relationship and to be more present and connected with your children. So the first one is, again, take time for yourself. The second one is to be present with your children when you are having the time to be present with them. Okay. The third tip that is important when it comes to mindfulness and being present with your children is to practice gratitude. And I know that as mamas, sometimes it's hard to do this because we focus on the negative, or we focus on the things that need to be done in the house or things that need to be done in general, and it feels negative and it can spiral very, very quickly into a negative feeling and emotion. And so just practicing gratitude, being grateful for the little things, being grateful, hey, you know what? yesterday, my child couldn't really tie their shoes, but today they're tying them halfway. Or, hey, yesterday, my kid couldn't fill up their water bottle. Now my child is 8 and they can fill up their water bottle with no issues, no technical difficulties. And I'm grateful for that. Or, hey, I got a good report from the teacher at school that my child their grades have progressed in a subject. Or, hey, I got up and walked on the treadmill for 10 minutes. Or, hey, I woke up this morning. Okay, that's a big one. Every day that we wake up is another day for us to be grateful and thankful to be here, to be present, and to be able to create long-lasting memories for our family. So even if all you have is my eyes open this morning and I'm still breathing, honey, take it and run with it. It's important. Be grateful, and if you have time, maybe create a gratitude journal. Take a couple moments each day and just, I'm grateful for da 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 da. Whatever you're grateful for, close up that journal, move on with the day, take a woosah, and it'll probably, I believe that over time, it'll definitely help you to feel better, feel more positive, think more positively about the things that are going on in your life. Even when you're having some struggles, there is always something that we can be grateful for. So again, those couple of tips that we've already talked about already: being grateful, taking time for yourself, being present with your children when you have the time to be present. The fourth is to practice self-compassion. That's a hard one for me because I feel like even though I can accomplish a lot of things during the day, there will be one or two things that I miss that I feel like are just as important as the 5 other things that I did that day. And so giving yourself grace and compassion and saying, you know what, no, I didn't get to XYZ today, but tomorrow's a new day and I'll get to it then. Or, no, I didn't get to XYZ today, but I did get A, B, and C done. And I'm happy that I was able to get A, B, and C done. And it was important for me to get A, B, and C done. Right. So being a little bit kinder to ourselves, not beating ourselves up every time something doesn't go the way that we thought, or, maybe something happens with the child. Maybe I don't know. Kids do random stuff. Maybe they fall off or something, and it's like, I've been telling them not to do that, and they did it, and they fell off, and it's my fault, and I'm a horrible mother, and woe is me. No, 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 no. We are not doing that. We are not doing that. We are going to be patient and compassionate with ourselves, and we're going to take the time that we need to be patient, kind, and compassionate to ourselves, which rolls me into the final step to practicing mindfulness and being present with your children. And that is being patient with yourself and your kids. Mindful motherhood is definitely a practice. It takes some time to develop. So don't expect everything to be perfect overnight. Don't expect that your children are going to be angels tomorrow. Don't expect that you're not going to eat that piece of chocolate tomorrow. Don't expect that if you skip the gym tomorrow, all the weight that you've lost over the last 2-3 months is going to come back immediately. Be patient with yourself, okay? Be present. Practice this mindfulness. Be kind to your children. They're not going to always get it right. You're not going to always get it right as a parent. And children are some of the most amazing creatures because even when you don't always get it right, they still love you. They still love you even when you don't get it always right. So the same unconditional love that they have for you, you need to have for them and for yourself. All right? So clearly the devil is busy and he won't allow me to get my podcast up today, but I don't know what happened with the audio at the end of this episode. But anyways, I wanted to close it out and just say thank you again for listening to another episode of the Motherhood Unfiltered Podcast, where we have honest conversations about motherhood, mental health, and self-care. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? You need to subscribe so that you know when these episodes drop. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let's get as many mamas as we can to listen to the podcast so we can get connected and build a community where we can love on each other and give each other grace. Catch you on the next one. Peace, love, and light.